Good evening and welcome. This is Sports Report. I'm Andy Michaud. That is Matt Hatfield. And as the calendar flips over to December, things get tight in the high school playoff races.
They do, Andy, and we go to the state semifinals now as we're narrowing down the field of teams in all 6 divisions in the high school level. It's Botetourt taking on Hopewell and the Cavaliers in red and black. Off to the races. It's Garrison Mayo. We saw him do it last week. Doing it again now, an 80-yard pick six to give the home fans of the Cavaliers something to cheer about. 12-1 Botetourt, 11-2 Hopewell. This one could be a dandy.
We hit the ground running, and so does Anthony Crawford. He takes off running down the sidelines inside the 10-yard line for Hopewell.
Hopewell now back on the running game, and here did you see the running attack there. Ronnie Walker, the sophomore, running hard. It'll set up a field goal try for Tristan Irvin from 21 yards out. Through the upright, so a 7-3 score early in the first quarter.
On the ground, it's Noah Fletcher grinding out yards to the outside, and he's in. 26-yard touchdown run for Botetourt, and it's a 14-3 lead.
That's a nice thing for Coach Jamie Harless to have Noah Fletcher. And then the other part of that 1-2 punch, Bradley Lithgow, the VMI commit, running down inside the 40-yard line. Hopewell will get a stop, and now the quick screen action. Cameron Hill to Ronnie Monroe Jr., the senior. And look at Monroe run there past midfield.
All right, this not so good. Here's a fake field goal to the quarterback who lines up as the kicker, and Botetourt's not buying it. Generally, that's a pretty good tell when your quarterback lines up as the kicker and it doesn't go anywhere. However, Lord Botetourt does go somewhere. That is frailing downfield to Mayo, 49-yard touchdown bomb, and it's 21-3. Pay for the special teams misfortune.
How magnificent has Mayo been in this postseason? Hopewell trying to counter with Ronnie Monroe, another long return for him. Hopewell has it now in Lord Botetourt territory. Cameron Hill getting some pressure as he throws it, and it's intercepted. That Cavaliers secondary, very opportunistic.
Good pressure on the quarterback, hit when he throws it, it's up for grabs. Botetourt comes away with it. Fralin over to Lithgow, dives, he's going to flip into the end zone. 16 yards on a touchdown, and give him a 6.5 on the flip.
28-3, Lord Botetourt with the lead. Hopewell not going to call it a done game here. Ronnie Walker with the run here, the sophomore. This team can come from behind from big deficits. They've done it before this year. Now Hill airing it out deep. It'll be incomplete as Fralin breaks it up in the end zone.
28-10. Hopewell not giving up. Here's Crawford up the middle, looking for something, nothing up the middle, turns it to the outside. Oh, here's something. He takes off 36 yards, and he just keeps on running. Touchdown. They couldn't tackle him. He just kept on going. Not quite done yet. 28-17 now.
That Hopewell running game got stronger as the game progressed. Now Lord Botetourt here on the return. It's Tanner Hall, and when he's got the ball, Hall can go a long ways in the Hopewell territory. Finally dragged out around the 30-yard line, and now it's Fralin on the move here. Play action fake. Got a man in the end zone. Oh, no, not quite. And it's deflected by Hopewell. Dewanye Westry with the breakup.
All right, so Hopewell trying to get some offense going. Hill takes it himself. That didn't work. Hill with a draw. He's going to take it himself. That didn't work either. Got about the same kind of results as the first one did.
Lord Botetourt defense starting to get tough here against the run, and now they give the football to a third back, Ty Moss. We've seen Lithgow, we've seen Fletcher, now here's Moss out of nowhere.
Oh, they're just going to let him grind it out, eat up the clock, and there it is. Cheerleaders happy, everybody's happy. Lord Botetourt, 28-17, will move on.
Punching their ticket to the state championship as Fletcher and Lithgow combine for over 200 yards rushing and 2 scores. You see Anthony Crawford with 94 yards on the ground for Hopewell, whose season finishes out at 11-3 overall. The other 3A state semifinal, it's Phoebus versus Magna Vista.
So who will Botetourt get? Early on, it's Travion Red. Red to the outside. Red still going inside the 20, inside the 10, down inside the 5 to the 3-yard line.
He's a dynamic playmaker. The Wake Forest commit a 42-yard run there, and then Sheldon McGuire, the quarterback, with the sneak, punches it in, and the defending state champion Warriors on top early, 7-0.
Phoebus trying to get something going. Becknell not getting much there. It's a hard defense there.
And now McGuire looking for an open man, and it's Travion Red down to the 50-yard line before he's tackled. Here it'll be the play fake to Red, and they hand it off to the 2,000-yard rusher, Jaquez Harrison. Harrison says, referee, get out of my way. I'm trying to find the end zone. 19-yard touchdown, and Magna Vista pouring it on in the first period.
Phoebus looking kind of shocked here, trying to get the ground game going, but Becknell gets stuffed again.
Austin Spencer, Keon Taylor with the stuff, and Phoebus unable to get their offense in high gear like they've done in the early part of the playoffs against York and Tab and Pocosin. And now Red with another magnificent grab as he pulls it in against tight coverage. On the move they are. McGuire, another completion here inside the 15-yard line as they find another open receiver, that time Devin Johnston.
McGuire, that was a 4th down conversion. Then he takes off with it, takes it in himself. That was the easiest play on the drive. 3-yard touchdown run, 21-0. However, the Phantoms not done yet. Right downfield, and he throws it over everybody. Looking for Elijah Nelson. That one did not work. Try it again. This time it's incomplete also. They just could not get any offense going in the first half.
Down 21-0 at the break. Jeremy Blunt's Phantoms have to regroup. They had some missed chances though, so they're right there. They can make those plays. Magna Vista making all the plays right now as it's McGuire finding Malik Morris for the pass, and then the speed option. Jaquez Hairston, 12-yard touchdown run. He gets in 28-0. Magna Vista stunning Phoebus here.
Phoebus looking like Phantoms. There's nobody there. It's just no offense until now. Right about there. That is right to Nelson. A 45-yard gain. Not done yet. Right toward the corner, and a great catch by Nelson. Now these two are going to lead him back into it. A 12-yard touchdown run. 28-7 is the comeback on.
Justin Wright has thrown the ball for almost 600 yards this postseason coming in, and now it's a tip drill intercepted by Aaron Branch, and that Phoebus defense getting some takeaways. The blue man and his group getting all excited for Phoebus on the sideline.
Now gets going. He gets some yardage up the middle, 11-yard first down run. Then they power it in. It is Jalen Holloway, 1-yard touchdown run. It's 28-14.
Starting to get interesting. Now Red will take this. Oh, tough balance. He's going to fit it as a 1-yard line, and that's not a good news, Andy, is it?
No, you don't want to do that. That's a red alert. You're going the wrong way, Red. That's a safety. He never got out of the back of the end zone. 28-16. Momentum completely shifted. Becknell on the ground. He shifts to the outside. Then he shifts past the defender with a stiff arm.
Some great running by Jamari Becknell. Now Wright's got a wide open Elijah Nelson. Nobody within eye distance of him there as he pulls it in for the touchdown. 23 yards, and just like that, 23 unanswered points for the Phantoms in the fourth quarter.
Look out. Here's a screen pass, and that is tipped and intercepted. It's picked off, and Phoebus in business.
They are. Now a screen to Becknell, and oh, he slips. The turf monster got him.
He had lots of yardage, nothing but blue shirts and grass in front of him. One last shot, right downfield to Nelson, and it's tipped and broken up by Hairston. Just got a piece of it, and the knee is going to end the season for Phoebus and the Phantoms as Magna Vista rolls in this one. Held on by the skin of their teeth, but they keep the win.
The first half, the big reason why, Indy, as they outgained Phoebus by a count of 299-28. Jaquez Hairston with 135 yards on the ground, 2 touchdown runs as Magna Vista gets a chance to defend its crown. Phoebus will not get a chance to play for its first state title since 2011, but Elijah Nelson did have 2 touchdown catches for them in defeat. When we come back, we'll have more playoff actions. We'll check out the Lake Taylor Titans taking on the Courtland Cougars right here on Sports Report.
Welcome back. We saw the 3A. Now let's go to the 4A. Back in Norfolk, it is Lake Taylor taking on Courtland.
Courtland coming off that impressive win, Andy, over Lafayette a week ago. Lake Taylor entering with the longest winning streak in the state at 28 games, the defending champs. And Coach J.C. Hall pretty outspoken in the week leading up about how they think they can snap the streak. Well, you better stop Deion Smith first. He is one of those running backs to watch out for. And Tyreek Huey, the quarterback, with a 9-yard touchdown run. No surprise, Lake Taylor with the early lead.
Hit the ground running. Meanwhile, here's Courtland trying to get something going as Wilburn, the quarterback, Chet Wilburn, avoids the first sack, can't get away from the others, and the Santa Claus uniforms for Lake Taylor seem to be working.
Rayshawn Griffin with the sack there. Now at Courtland, defense trying to make some plays on Mike Jones, George Cheatham and company on the stuff there. It'll be a punt for Tyreek Huey and the Titans, and it's a muff. And Rashard Russell recovers it. You can't turn the ball over against Lake Taylor and win.
Interesting things always happen on punts. Smith up the middle and, not gonna, wait, there's the ball. The ball came out. Picked up by Roman Bond. The touchdown, Roman Bond, an offensive lineman with a TD.
No relation to James, though. But right there you see that Lake Taylor defense hitting hard here against Victor Green, the Virginia Tech commit. Diamante Tucker Dorsey with one of his 14 tackles there. And now they're going deep. Huey to Kevon Bruton, the Temple commit, 44 yards on that reception.
Huey not finished, throws it up again. Back corner of the end zone, there's Wayne Davis. You knew he was going to be in here somewhere. 17-yard touchdown, 21-0 Titans.
Davis, the Ohio State commit, given the Gatorade State Player of the Year award earlier this week. And now it's a fumble. Ball's loose. J.T. Wahi with the recovery. And Lake Taylor with their 12th defensive touchdown of the year. Wahi going 46 yards to pay dirt.
28-0, all Titans early. Not quite. There's some defense from the Titans, but that's too much defense. That's an interference call on Palmer. And it's going to set up a 1-yard touchdown run here by Jason Hokinson. And Courtland's on the board, 28-6.
Last chance, though, of the half for Lake Taylor to add to their lead, and they will do it with a screen pass. Everybody focusing on Davis, and there's Daz Palmer getting a block from Davis, going 50 yards to the house, and that's a demoralizing finish for Courtland, who thought they were back in the game. 34-6 Titans at the break.
And Palmer says interfere this. This is not good, though. This is Huey trying to punt. He almost Charlie Browns this thing. He almost missed it completely, but he goes a 10-yard punt and a 10-yard return for Blair Lawson for the touchdown. It's 34-13.
Lucy tried to take it away from him there. Now it's Wilborn over the middle. He's got a man. It's caught by Jabari Allen, the Towson commit. On the move, Courtland is number 5, George Cheatham for 5 yards, a touchdown run. Courtland eking back in it, 34-19.
There's a squib kick, though. Here's Rashad Russell up the middle. Oh, there he goes. If he had a flux capacitor, he'd have gone back in time by now. Russell, 80 yards down the field. The special teams chokes on it again for Courtland. 80-yard touchdown is a 40-19 lead.
Maybe they should have onside kicked it. Hanover did it twice and got 2 of them back. But here's a running game for Courtland. They got 3 1,000-yard backs. There's one of them, Blair Lawson. He'll take it in 32 yards, 40-25. We're not done scoring yet, are we?
No, not with this group. Here's Palmer up the middle, grinding yards downfield. Uh-oh, he forgot the ball. Ball is loose. Who's got it? Who's got it? Courtland's got it.
Those tricky Cougars getting the fumble recovery, and it's intercepted. Lake Taylor's got it back. Wayne Davis with his 7th pick of the year, 17th interception of his career, and that's not a guy you want to throw near.
No, that's not the guy you want to try to test here. Up the middle, here's Rayshon Griffin into the end zone, a 3-yard touchdown run for the backup running back.
And now you see Courtland trying to get the ball to Jabari Allen, an 18-yard pickup inside the 5, and they'll finish it off here with Victor Green headed to Blacksburg with his last touchdown of his fine career at Courtland. Not enough, though, as Lake Taylor has a 47-33 lead. They'll take a knee, and they got their average of 47 points in this win.
Good win for Lake Taylor and the Titans. They move on to the 4A States Championship, 47-33.
You see Huey with 106 yards passing, accounts for 3 touchdowns, while Courtland got 72 yards rushing and a touchdown from Victor Green. Blair Lawson with 64 yards on the ground and a score as well. Titans now 29 straight. They'll take on Salem, who they met last year in the state final. They remain undefeated, 42-21 over Jefferson Forest. Noah Beckley with 3 touchdown passes. Alex Ramsey with 3 touchdowns on the ground.
It's going to be a good matchup. It's a power offense for Salem there. In the 2A, Clark County 43-15 over Union.
Jordan Turner with 3 touchdown runs. Hunter Rogers also had a couple of scores, while Union, the Bears, see their season come to a close. Bryce Spears with a couple of touchdowns, 1 passing, 1 rushing. We've got more highlights on the way. We'll check out the schools from Chesapeake. Oscar Smith and Indian River, 1 on the road, 1 at home.
Yeah, would they see each other? No.
Keep it tuned right here at the Sports Report. And welcome back to Sports Report alongside Andy Mishaw. I am Matthew Hatfield. Well, we've checked out, Andy, the 3A and 4A state semifinal games. Now we go to 5A and 6A, beginning at Victor Kreider Stadium. The Highland Springs Springers, with a record of 13-1, playing host to the Indian River Braves, 11-2 overall. This is a power matchup right here in the state semis.
Power matchup, but look, they get the field backwards. The field is late and the lines are dark. We'll figure it out. Right off the bat, though, it is Highland Springs getting going. DJ Anderson, a 6-yard run up the middle for a touchdown. 7-0 Highland Springs over the Braves.
Much like Glenwood Fairby's Braves of Indian River, Lauren Johnson Springers from Highland Springs with so many weapons and playmakers. And Indian River would march down the field thanks to a Devin Hunter completion to Jermeek Knight. And this will be Grant Defoe's 42-yard field goal, just barely through, but doesn't matter if it's by a lot or just a little. It all counts the same.
It's a good-looking field goal. Here's a kick return, though, and these are bad things happen for teams on these kick returns every time we show them. This is Greg Dortch. It's not a bad thing for him. 63 yards down the sidelines, back to the middle. It's a touchdown. 14-3 lead now for Highland Springs.
Dortch there, one of the fastest guys in all of Virginia, headed to Wake Forest to play his college football. Be teammates with Travion Red there. Now it's a pump fake, and Jawan Carter's got Dortch again wide open. He's the guy you want to cover. 34 yards in the end zone. So many lethal guys on the outside of him and Kevon Wallace. 21-3. Can Indian River's offense respond?
Oh, here's Ty Smith. Ty Smith up the middle for the 15-yard touchdown. Braves starting to get it going a little bit now. That helps 21-10.
Customary bow for Smith after his touchdown. He's found the end zone about 20 times this year. Now it'll be that pass rush of Indian River. Bruce Boone and Ty Smith getting after Jawan Carter, and the defense starting to find its legs here.
Yeah, they're starting to get him into it. Big defense all year for the Braves. On a 4th down, DJ Anderson, he's going the wrong direction. The Braves defense again steps up big.
You see those linebackers, Devontae Beckett and Jaquan Yulee making the stuff. Both would be out for pretty much the whole second half, though, and that would allow Highland Springs' offense to capitalize with their speedsters. There's Dortch, one of those guys, 40 yards as he pretty much trots into the end zone on the pass from Carter.
He's looking around for somebody to hit him. He's confused. There's nobody there. 28-10 for the Springers. Givers Wilson trying to get something going for the Braves, going downfield, and there's nobody there except for Kevon Wallace, and he's wearing the wrong jersey. Good pick in the back of the end zone.
These playmakers double for Highland Springs as wide receivers and defensive backs. Wallace going to play his college football at Cincinnati, and now Carter looking for Wallace as Dortch is being covered pretty tightly, so now he can go to the other guy, and Wallace will bring it in. We think, no, they're going to say incomplete, as the coverage was tight there by Devin Hunter, the junior star free safety for the Braves.
Carter, though, time winding down. Highland Springs over the middle, fires, and a diving catch from Wallace. 15 yards in the end zone. Touchdown, and now the Springers starting to pour it on a little bit, 35-10.
Highland Springs fans can sense their chance for a first state title appearance since 1989. Indian River trying to win their first state championship since 1995, and the ball is loose. The Braves have it. No, they don't. Greg Dortch has it. That guy's everywhere.
He touches the ball every time. He gets kind of suplexed there, but he holds on to it. And he holds on to the ball, and Highland Springs runs out the clock and is going to hold on to their season. They get one more game for everything, and the coach is now wet and cold.
They beat Hermitage a week ago, avenging that opener season loss to the Hermitage Panthers, and now they're going to the state championship game, trying to win their first ever title, eliminating Indian River, who had a fine year at 11-3 overall. Jawan Carter with 3 touchdown passes, 200 yards through the air. Greg Dortch having most of those yards with 134 yards on 9 receptions, while Ty Smith had 22 carries for 130 yards and a score in his final game in a Braves uniform.
5A North, Stonebridge, 54-41 in a game that didn't have a whole lot of defense over Tuscarora.
Tuscarora actually beat Stonebridge in the regular season, but Joe Thompson, the Charlotte commit, now healthy. He missed that one with 312 total yards, 6 touchdowns accounted for. Daniel Smith had 6 touchdowns accounted for, and 325 yards passing for Tuscarora as they suffer their first loss of the season. They'll be going home.
All right, out to Chesapeake. Oscar Smith, and the wind is blowing. They've got extra bleachers set up. They're ready to go here. Tigers ready to go as they come out of the cage roaring, and here comes Thomas Dale in the grayish, greenish, festive type jersey.
Tigers fresh off that big win over Ocean Lakes a week ago. Thomas Dale actually beat Oscar Smith in overtime in the state semis in 2009, a game Rich Morgan and his crew have not forgotten. And D'Angelo White trying to make his memory here with a big return to start the game for Oscar Smith, giving quarterback Sean Mitchell a chance to operate here. But the pass rush of Thomas Dale starting to get after him in the opening quarter.
Yeah, look at the defense from Thomas Dale. All right, here we go. 33-yard field goal is good from Plato Iliades. And on the board first is Thomas Dale. Would that get things rolling for him, or would it just make the Oscar Smith Tigers mad?
It might make the Tigers mad, and they have come from behind to beat teams like Grassfield, Indian River, and Western Branch this year. But there's that pass rush again. Max Evans with the sack of Mitchell. So Coach Morgan and company have to make some adjustments with their pass protection here to keep their star quarterback upright here. And Thomas Dale now back on offense, but running on that Oscar Smith defense is no easy task.
Yeah, unlike the 4A game there, this game has some defense in it. That is Oxendine getting smushed, going nowhere. Here is Lawton, though, and that is tipped away and incomplete, broken up by White. And keep an eye on him. He had a pretty good game defensively.
Yeah, the sophomore who's made plays in all 3 phases this year for Oscar Smith. And now the tunnel screen. Kalik Perry, he is loose and on the run, close to midfield. And Oscar Smith, they can hit you in a variety of ways. Those screens, very deadly.
And the play fake here, they fake the jet sweep. Mitchell goes downtown to Larry Chappell. 30-yard touchdown, made it look easy. 7-3, oh, no, not gonna jump. We're just gonna do the hand thing. All right, we're good. 7-3, Oscar Smith on the board. Not done yet though. Here's Mitchell. This time he goes far, and it is caught a diving catch by, yeah, you got it, Chapel again, 43 yards on that one.
That's a pivotal one on third down to keep the drive alive for Oscar Smith-Mitchell. Now going to look for Kevin Todd, who makes a tremendous grab in the end zone there near the corner. Stays inbounds, knocks over a camera lady. Unfortunately, she'll get back up and be okay. But Oscar Smith, those receivers, so hard to cover all of them, whether it's Todd, Gray, Chapel, or anybody else.
6 points in a camera you can notch on the side of your helmet. Almost intercepted, but not intercepted. Instead, it's picked up by Josh Gray, and he goes downfield.
Now they're in a rhythm with that passing game, and when you pay too much attention to the passing game, it opens up the running attack with Courtney Johnson, a big gainer there. Tigers starting to use both parts of their offense, throwing it and running it. Now Mitchell steps up in the pocket, delivers it right there to Kalik Perry, who gets knocked down right inside the 5.
But they did not get it in. They turned it over. They couldn't score. Going the other way, it's Gabriel McCollum, and he gives it right back. Intercepted by White. Great game for White.
Oscar Smith's defense coming up with 4 takeaways in this ball game. Very, very critical. And now Courtney Johnson, he tippy-toes, and then he goes. Look at him run. 43 yards to the house. Are they going to get him? They will eventually knock him down into the end zone, touchdown, and the fans want a penalty.
Yeah, you can't knock him down after he's 8 yards in the end zone, and there's the flag. They'll take the touchdown. They'll made it 21-3. A couple more shots here for Thomasdale. That's not going to work. Lawton gets sacked by Woodhouse.
And there's Courtney Johnson again. Look at him run the football, starting to show that power game on the ground, which Oscar Smith will need to win the whole thing in 6A. And Oscar Smith undefeated, keeping their magical season going. Victorious over Thomasdale, who haunted them back in 2009. And there's Coach Morgan. He's been through a lot this year off the field with some personal things in his family, and he gets the regional championship trophy for his Tigers.
Tigers continue on, and they get another shot at the state title. Now it's a pretty good job by them. 21-3 the final. Chapel, 9 catches, 148 yards for Chapel, and White had a pretty good game defensively.
And Mitchell with 16 completions for 238 yards through the air. Well, we've got all 6 state championship games set in the Virginia High School League coming up next week. Let's check them out, Andy.
All right, it'll be Galax 10-4 to go to Riverheads 13-0 in the 1A state championship.
The game will be played at Salem. So will the 2A game. Appomattox undefeated, putting their record on the line against Clark County, who beat Union 14-0 versus 13-1. That game will follow at 4:30. Now we take a look at the 3A and 4A games.
3A state championship will be at Liberty University. It'll be Magna Vista, who we saw, against Lord Botetourt, who we also saw. Pretty good matchup there at noon.
Could be a good one. Magna Vista trying to repeat. So too is Lake Taylor as they take on a team they beat last year for the title, Salem, who wants revenge. A 4:30 kick in Lynchburg at Liberty University. 2 undefeated teams there. 2 teams with losses here, but Highland Springs mighty, mighty tough, taking on Stonebridge, who's 10-4, getting hot at the right time. A 12:07 kick at the University of Virginia in Charlottesville.
And the 6A, the big boys, Oscar Smith. We just saw them. They take that undefeated record on the road to UVA to play Westfield, who was 13-1.
And Oscar Smith and Westfield have met before in the state semifinals. You can check out the 5A and 6A games right here live this Saturday on Cox 11 in Hampton Roads, Cox 9 in Roanoke, also Cox Channel 74 in Northern Virginia. But be sure to check your local listings to see if the game's being shown in your area. It probably is, but get that guide out so you can watch all the high school football state championship action in Virginia.
Good matchups. There's some good matchups, as there should be for state championship.
Can't believe the season is almost over, but you can catch the conclusion right here. Andy Michaud, I'm Matt Hatfield. We'll see you next time right here on the Cox Sports Report.